Remember, now that you're starting to run out of thoughts, now it's time to slow down and really think deeply. Why is it okay, or why is it not? So we've got about 15 seconds. Your thought is down. I'm sure I can get the gist of it when you turn this in. What I would like you to do now is, I'll bet you there are some of you who have different thoughts and different ideas. I'd like you to quickly turn to your partner and share your ideas right now.
So we were like, our country is based on us having the ability for like citizens to choose our leaders, and if we didn't have that ability, then we'd start turning towards a monarchy.
You guys miss out on him?
Yeah.
All right, make sure you snag him next time we turn and talk. That's partially my fault. I thought I didn't remind you that you're not all in doublets. So Marlon, let's put you on the spot to at least maybe start the debate as far as we asked, is it important that American citizens, all American citizens, have the right to vote? Where'd you go? Yes or no?
I said yes.
You said yes. I'm curious, how many of you also said yes? Wow, it looks like almost 100% of you said yes. So it's really interesting, because every one of my classes, when I've asked, they say, yes! Yes, it's important for us to have the right to vote. And if you ask most adults, they would probably tell you the same thing. But then if you ask them why, and that was part of it too, I don't know why. But I know it's right, it's important, I gotta have that right to vote. So I'm more curious about why.
I was saying yeah, because like if the president does say he's going to do something like that benefits us, and if we vote for him and he does get to become president, then we'll benefit from it.
Okay, somebody else want to agree, disagree? John, go.
I said in the Declaration of Independence, it says that the government for the United States is a democracy, and in a democracy, the people choose who runs the country by voting for the president and Congress.
Well, it's impressive. He's pulling out stuff from the Declaration of Independence, talking about our 5 principles and ideals, and bringing that back. He's talking about presidents and our choice, and that we all should have that choice. And I think that's really what you were saying too. Kind of, you guys were just agreeing. Is there somebody who had a different take on it, or is that mainly this? Yeah, Caitlin, go.
Well, if everyone didn't have the right to vote, then it wouldn't be a Republican, because it would only be like a certain group being able to vote. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And instead, like every single person, every citizen, in our country.
So she's talking about us being that republic form of a democracy, and that everybody should have that right. But then I have a question for you. Are there people in this country that choose not to exercise their right to vote?
Yep. Yeah.
I will predict, now I could be wrong, but I'll predict some of you will grow up, leave high school, go to college, go to work, and you will never vote for anything. You'll never vote for a dog catcher, a sheriff, a mayor, a city councilman, a school board member, a House of Representatives, senator, an initiative, president. You'll never vote once. And I'll predict that some of your parents, I don't know your parents, but I'll predict some of your parents, maybe I'm going to ask you to think a little bit deeper. Because if 40% of our population doesn't vote, and you're saying, oh, it's a democracy, we have the right to vote, and we got to elect our leaders, and they got to give us voice, and yet people choose to throw that away, then really, why is it important? Maybe it's not important that we vote. Maybe it's important that we don't have the right. Turn to your partner, see what you can come up with. Go.
It is important because they choose to run by certain ways. If they're not because they get the right and it's their choice. Yeah, we're not allowed to complain about it. That's why we should vote, because then we run who we think is best for us. So we have that choice. Like, we have to you can't complain because we don't have
to. Be brave enough to tackle. You guys had a chance to dialogue again and think, yeah, Pop, I love you. Or like, you jump right in. You're ready to jump into knowledge.
I'm a little weird that like some people don't vote, because then they feel like it's okay if they're not voting, that they complain about whatever is going on else in the world, or what other people are deciding, like what the president is deciding, how they don't like that. If you vote, you're saying that you want your life to run in a certain way. If you don't get the chance to vote, they're going to run their life for you, and you can't complain about those choices that they run for you because you're not voting.
I like what she's saying, but she's kind of beating around the bush. She's starting to tap dance around the knowledge that really of why it's important to right vote. Can somebody take that idea and run with it? Yeah, Club, go.
Because if we don't vote, then our views don't get taken to the government, and all of the corporations that bring in the lobbyists and all their views get taken seriously.
And you just taken a step further. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off. My fault. I got excited because I thought you were going to say it. I'm like, oh my God! Okay, but he said that if we don't vote, then the corporations and others will make those decisions for us. Yeah, Blum, go.
Well, if we didn't vote, like we didn't have the right to vote at all, then we would eventually become a monarchy. Like somebody would eventually take.
But here's the interesting thing: there are some people that will always exercise their right to vote because they understand the importance of voting.
Yeah.
So the question is, why is it important to vote? Because understand, when 40% of us don't vote, or whatever percentage of us don't vote, there's other people that are, thank you very much for not doing that. And then we explain it to them. Go.
Because they're violating our rights.
We sometimes we just don't do anything.